Hello, I'm Phil Svitek, 360 Creative Coach, and welcome to my vlog where I essentially highlight my creative journey as well as the other things going on in my life and tell you how I feel, kind of in the moment, share my journey, and more importantly, kind of extract the lessons that I'm learning along the way as well as the things that I've learned that I'm applying in those particular moments. Now, overall, a pretty good week last week overall, and one of the biggest things that I can kind of announce and I really want to share with you, I've talked a lot about my film Idol, and now for this week, up until like August 2nd of 2020, it is available to watch as part of Liftoff's film festival, right? So this is the first festival that is partaking in. It got accepted into other film festivals, and we're continuing to, submit it to others. But if you want to watch the film, I don't know the next time it will be available to stream. But right now, if you go to my website, philsvitek.com/idol, that's IDYLL. You can click the link and it'll take you there and you can watch the movie. And if you do, would be very curious to know your thoughts. And also, please make sure to vote. The way the festival works, it's voting based, and it would be amazing, if the film got recognized, and not because of my work necessarily, but because of the amazing work by the cast and the crew. So I also cut a teaser for the film, so if you just want to check that out, I encourage you. Again, that's at philsvitek.com/idol, IDYLL. It's also in the description box just to make it easier for you, and it's got some background info on the movie and things of that nature as well. And that's where all the various updates about the movie will go as updates continue to happen, right? So excited for that. Feel free to share that link with anyone you would like to. That would mean a lot to me. It really would. So that's kind of the really amazing, important kind of milestone that's happened. I will be cutting a trailer for it. I cut like a 40-second teaser, but I also want to do a more fuller trailer. So that's, look out for that in the coming weeks. Not exactly sure when, but stay tuned for that. And speaking of kind of deadlines, one of the things I was thinking about, I did a lesson a while ago on Parkinson's law, not to be confused with Parkinson's disease. And what Parkinson's law is, you can check out the whole episode for more detail, but essentially, the time to complete a task is directly proportional to essentially the deadline that you give yourself. So if a project is due in 2 months, it's going to take you 2 months. If a project is due in 2 days, it'll take you 2 days. It's just kind of weird how it works out that way, because your mind, you're like, okay, I got to get it done. It's why kind of, so like 24-hour film festivals and kind of procrastination, you churn out there's people who can turn out good work because they're like, oh, I have like 8 hours to really write this important essay and so forth. So that's kind of how and the reason why I'm thinking about this, and kind of the reason why I tied it into the trailer, was because, I'm trying to set more deadlines, because one of the things I realized, I'm writing a new script for a project, but it's like, because I don't know when I'll be able to film it, I feel like the pace of my work is not very rapid. Like none of the projects currently that I'm working on because of COVID, have an imminent deadline. And so, progress is being made, but, if I'm being honest, it feels a little bit like, oh, well, I've made progress, but it just doesn't feel satisfying enough, if anything. And so what I'm starting to do is just to give myself deadlines. And, part of the thing is, it's like, well, it's an arbitrary deadline. I don't actually have to meet it. So there's not that real sense of pressure. But nonetheless, I'm trying to give myself those deadlines. And so that way, like, Parkinson's law can take over and I could start to actually see, movement. I mean, it's kind of like if you were reading a book, right, where if you know you don't have to finish the book, but you're kind of like reading 2 pages a day, it doesn't, you're making progress, but it doesn't really make the book that enjoyable. And quite frankly, the reason why it doesn't make the book enjoyable is because, you're not reading it fast enough. You're not absorbing. You're just kind of taking it way too slow. And so in that sense, there's plenty of evidence out there where if you speed read, it actually allows you to comprehend more. And so I kind of have that same feeling towards like creative projects. Like if you can get in a good groove and work fairly fast on your creative projects, the creative juices, the inertia of it all will work towards you, as opposed to just putting in time here and there. Now, of course, putting in time continually, even a small amount, is still better than nothing. So don't what you don't want to do is just set aside like, okay, this one weekend, I'm gonna of this month, I'm just gonna cram in 14 hours of work and see how much I get done, because that never works. And just refer back to Steven Pressfield as to why he wrote a book called like The War of Art, and other books like Do the Work and things of that nature. Speaking of the script, the script itself deals a lot with quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and kind of very, very sci-fi stuff. And I've done enough research at this point where I feel like I have a grasp, but there's very specific rules I need to set up in the movie. And so I want to really be true to kind of science, and so and just kind of take what already exists and extract it to a logical kind of push it towards a logical end, if you will. And so how I've decided to kind of really do that, like most other people, is to consult with an expert. And so I found someone through USC's Digital Media and Interactive Arts website, because that's kind of what my movie is dealing with, very specifically, actually. And so, I reached out via the email provided, and yeah, so I'm gonna have a consultation soon, and we'll see what kind of comes of it. Maybe I know more than I'm letting on. I don't know, but it would just be nice to have that confirmation. Or if I don't know, then it'll be great to learn. So either way, I benefit, and it'll be fun to make a connection nonetheless. And the nice part is there's whenever you talk to people, and especially like around like deeper ideas, you do end up learning, but you also make a connection. So I'm looking forward to that. The other stuff that I've been doing some stuff for Sweet Taboo, which is a music group, three women. You could follow them on whether Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they're doing a bunch of like creative cover songs. The last one they did was J-Lo's "Love Don't Cost a Thing." So just doing small things here and there, which has been fun. And the reason I'm working with them is because of my friend Richard Vision. He's a DJ, and I get to every now and then work with him as well. So that's really cool. And other than that, I think those are the major things creatively in my life that are happening. I think overall I'm starting to kind of get back into a groove of things, and yeah, hopefully it kind of continues. I mean, there's like, I've talked about this at this point, but like I'm much more aware, and there's just so many things going on in the world, whether Portland, and those protests, and certainly corona cases in the US and continuing to rise and so forth and be an issue. So, and the ongoing Black Lives Matter movement. Also, I mean, there's just so many social causes rightfully happening, and I really want to see them to their conclusion. And by conclusion, I mean, to see real change enacted. And of course, like true social, it's never going to be an overnight thing, that I understand. So as I've kind of in the past few weeks at least been stating, trying to find the balance of being effective, but also not wearing myself down. And I think that's the place I'm still trying to get to overall. I feel a lot better about where I'm at with it. So that's kind of where I'm at. And yeah, that's overall all the things that I have going on currently. I have been doing some consulting work on the side as well, which has been fun, but unfortunately I can't really divulge too much into that. Nonetheless, if you have any questions or thoughts of your own, or would like to share what's going on in your creative journey, and if there's ways I can help, by all means, comment down below or hit me up on social media at Svitek. I would love to chat with you, and yeah, may you continue to be creative, even though sometimes, trust me, I get it. It can be very difficult in this time to feel creative. So I hear you. But if you are being creative, power to you. That's amazing. That's really awesome. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. If you appreciate this and want to check out, this is my vlog, but I throughout the week I do lessons and give you more specifics and tangible action steps and so forth. So if you're looking for that, by all means subscribe if you haven't already done so. That way you get all those right when they drop. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to tune in. I hope to see you next time.